I spend my nights under the stage lights, but after the applause, I'm back in my truck from my hometown dealer, Benoit Motors. The country roads of Louisiana are my soul, and Benoit Motors gets who I am and who we are. They are proud to be a dealership for the everyday American. Join me and become a member of their family. Benoit Motors, they're with you for all your life's big moments and all the miles in between.
Hello, Panther Nation, and welcome to the Coach Lee Doty Show, brought to you by Benoit Ford of Farmville. If you need a new ride, make the short drive to Farmville and let Danny Benoit and his friendly staff make that new car a reality. I'm William Handy, and I'm here with Coach Lee Doty, as always. Coach, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Well, Coach, let's just jump right into it. That was a heck of a game Friday night. The Panthers welcomed the defending state champion Madison Prep Chargers to Panther Stadium and came away with a thrilling 40-35 overtime win. Coach, that game definitely lived up to the hype, but, you know, I wanted to just jump on something before we get into the recap and talk about, or at least acknowledge, the great crowd we had, Coach. They were loud, they were in big numbers, and, you know, those players really seemed to feed off of that crowd.
Yeah, no doubt. Very excited about our crowd the other night. You know, not only did they show up, you know, they showed out. We were able to hear them. They were very loud, and at some point during the game, you know, I was looking up to the press box talking to Dave and them on the headsets, and I just realized, you know, we were from rail to rail up there. It was really amazing about the middle of the third quarter. And, you know, just a great crowd, and, you know, the end zone was full as well. So as big as that crowd was, I expect this crowd to be bigger.
Absolutely. I agree with you there, Coach. You know, you made it clear you wanted to go right at Madison Prep from the very beginning, and you sure did with that first play of the game, that touchdown pass from Mason Lawhon to Ram Foster. And, you know, Lawhon really sold it on that option, got the corner to come up, safety to come up and bite, and Lawhon hit him perfect down the sideline. I mean, Coach, that was a great call. Y'all must have felt a play like that on the first play just really wasn't on their radar.
Well, it wasn't the first play we had really picked to run. We had another little shot play that we had really been working on all week, and this is just one that Bobby felt more comfortable with, and we went with it. And you know, it was a great throw and catch. Just a great job by our offensive line, and you know, kind of put us up there, and you know, just kind of got us out of the gate.
Yeah, and you know, the thing about it, and I just want to talk through the game a bit. You know, after that opening touchdown, of course, Madison Prep went on to score 3 touchdowns and take that 20-7 lead. You know, 2 of those drives were long drives, Coach. They were 12 plays apiece, and then, of course, they had that one quick strike on that skinny post down the middle. But the Panther offense, you know, answered there in the second quarter about midway through with their own 15-play drive that was capped off by that TD dive by Lawhon, following in behind Bryce Lark, cut that lead to 20-14. And then on the ensuing drive by Madison Prep, the Panther defense got a turnover on downs on 5 quick plays to end the half, pretty much. Coach, how big were those 2 series for the Panthers as far as confidence and momentum, you know, going into the locker room at halftime?
Well, we felt really good, to be honest with you. You know, we felt like they got the benefit of a call on a 4th down play against us, and then just on another 3rd and long play on the next drive they scored. I mean, the kid just made an outstanding catch. So we just felt like they kind of, you know, we kind of gave them 2, and they earned that one for sure. But we always feel good if we can go in and we're within a touchdown or 2 at halftime and get our guys settled down. And one of the things that's really hard to do is simulate what everybody else does. And, you know, it's hard to simulate that quarterback. And, you know, we don't really have a guy that we can put back there and chase him around all over the place. But, you know, the quarterback is as good as advertised. And I don't care what anybody says. That dude is a sure enough D1 college prospect and just a fantastic player.
Absolutely. He is a special talent, Coach, and that was one of the things I noticed as well, very accurate passer. And, you know, to open that second half, of course, Madison Prep got the ball and took it down and scored a touchdown on the first drive. One of those featured one of those pass plays you're talking about, Coach. He had a 40-yard strike down the far sideline, and he dropped it right in the bucket with good coverage. And, of course, he finished it off with a 31-yard pass touchdown. But, something, Coach, after that Madison Prep touchdown, it seemed like the Panthers really sort of settled down on offense and defense, and that Panther offense generated 20 unanswered points after that to take a 34-27 lead. That offense did it mostly just grinding it out on the ground, with the exception of that big 37-yard touchdown pass to John Barr. You always talk about sticking to the game plan, Coach. Was that part of the game plan to just try to wear that Madison Prep defense down on the ground in our running game, because it seemed to get better and better as the game went on?
Well, we came out and gave up a touchdown, and defensively, we kind of settled down there, and our offense went to work. But we really wanted to kind of wear on them. We felt like if we could get in the fourth quarter again, down a touchdown, that we were going to win the ball game. And because we could see that it was starting to wear on them. And just that physical punishment to guys. And, we started just, they tried to put number 2 inside, and, we just went right at that guy. And just a great job again by our offense right there.
Well, defensively, the Panthers played very well in the second half, really between that opening drive of the game and then the drive at the end when Madison Prep tied it up. Of course, I'm going to say this. They were aided by some really good punts by Jacob Green. I think he dropped a couple of them down inside the 5 and just did a tremendous job on that side of the special teams for us. But over the 4 series during that time between that first and last drive, Coach, the defense held Madison Prep to 14 plays for 24 yards and produced an unbelievable one-handed catch by Cole Thompson, which really seemed to be the catalyst for the team to feed off of offense and defense for the rest of the game. I got to ask you one thing about that interception, Coach. You've coached a lot of high school games. You've been involved in a lot of high school games. Is that one of the best ones you've ever seen as far as the interception goes?
Well, I think the punt that Jacob Green hit, it goes out at the 2 or 3 yard line, kind of set that all up right there. I saw Cole go up, and I knew we had deflected the ball. I really, just to be honest with you, I didn't know we'd intercepted it until, he starts running off the field. I had no idea he had caught the ball till I see it on film and the news clip, But after I see that, yes, probably one of the most, if not the most biggest individual play I've seen. We had one at St. Mary's, a one-handed catch in the end zone that I always remember, but outstanding play by Cole Thompson, and it is no doubt that fired us up. And after that, I'm just going to be honest with you, the door was shut for Madison Prep.
Well, it definitely was a change in play, because it really got everybody ignited, and the fans too. I did want to ask you before I leave that defense, though, Coach, that was a pretty drastic turnaround. Y'all had to have made some adjustments in there at halftime, because it was just like a whole different ball game in that second half defensively.
Well, we decided, our game plan was not really to pressure this guy, and try to keep him in the pocket. We didn't want him out running, but it was very obvious to me at halftime he wasn't going to run. He was just going to try to throw it, and didn't matter if you covered it or not. So we just decided to bring a lot more pressure in the second half, and, we played man-to-man defense and said, what, if they get us, they get us. But we're going to make him throw it off his back foot, and, we shut the running game completely down, and we knew they were going to throw it. So we just, Chase is an excellent pass rusher off the edge and up the middle, so we just used him and, just told our DBs, just stay with these guys. So, like I said, we're not in here performing heart surgery at halftime. So I know we're really not that good at coaches, man. We make the simplest adjustments we can, let our kids go play.
Well, it certainly worked out. Of course, Madison Prep did finally tie the game there at the end, Coach, and really I kind of want to get how you felt about this, because when you set Madison Prep up on the 10-yard line and you give them 4 plays and say score, that defense had to respond, and they did. That first play was a run for no gain, just a gang tackle, real nice play. Then they had the 3 incomplete passes to finish out the series for Madison Prep. And then you had your offense come out there, 1 play sweep to Tramel Colvin. And when you look at it, that offensive line did a great job really sealing down on the end. John Barr, he put the cornerback on his butt. And when it finally ended up, you had Peyton Park-Smith and I believe Bryce Lark leading Tramel Colvin in and one safety left. I mean, that safety was dead in the water as soon as that happened. But, Coach, how did that make you feel when you saw the defense and the offense just perform at the level they did in overtime?
Well, I was questioning, Madison Prep when they tied it, not going for two. You got a D1 quarterback. You're at the 3-yard line. We would have went for two in that situation. But, that gave us an opportunity. I wouldn't want to get into a 10-yard game with us, and we felt really good, especially when we won the toss and put them on offense first. So, I think we could have played with them, and it's no telling. If they scored, we scored. It could have kept going, but I feel really good about our chances in a 10-yard game. So, but man, that was exciting to see Tramel go around the end there, and as soon as he turns the corner, he's going to score.
Yeah, you could almost feel it, and I think the fans could too. You could just hear that building up as he was running in, and it was just a great experience. Well, Coach, who are the first security title of Monroe Players of the Week this week?
Well, offensively, I thought Bryce Lark had some big runs for us and did a good job and, blocked really well for us. And, offensively, he's our player of the week. Defensively, Cole Thompson, the interception would be enough to give him that. But, he also had 6 solo tackles and another pass breakup. So, a great game he played. And the one completion on him, my gosh, man, how much better coverage can you have? And special teams, Jacob Green, the 2 punts inside the 10-yard line, especially the one inside the 5, just an outstanding job. And those are our players of the week right there, and they did a heck of a job for us.
Well, they sure did, and congratulations to those guys in that honor. Well, Coach, when we come back, we'll do a preview of the semifinal game against Church Point Bears, and we'll be back in just a moment.
I spend my nights under the stage lights, but after the applause, I'm back in my truck from my hometown dealer, Benoit Motors. The country roads of Louisiana are my soul, and Benoit Motors gets who I am and who we are. They are proud to be a dealership for the everyday American. Join me and become a member of their family. Benoit Motors, they're with you for all your life's big moments and all the miles in between.
First Security Title of Monroe provides real estate transaction services in Northeast Louisiana. The closing process has never been easier. With a dedicated staff that takes pride in helping our customers obtain quality service. First Security Title, 1818 Avenue of America, Monroe.
Welcome back to the Coach Lee Doty Show, brought to you by Benoit Ford of Farmville. Well, Coach, the Panthers will be at home this Friday night to take on the Church Point Bears in semifinal round of the LHSAA playoffs with kickoff set for 7 o'clock. Church Point comes into the game 13-0 and champions of District 5 3A. Last year they did lose to Madison Prep in the semifinals, 22-16. And, of course, many Panther fans probably recall Church Point visited Panther Stadium back in 2018 in the second round of the playoffs, and that game turned into a shootout with the Panthers winning 57-56 in overtime. Remember, it was a heck of a ball game, but I know offensively Church Point's put up some big numbers. They've scored 481 points on the season. That's about 43 points a game, and of course, they run that wing T formation, which is something that we don't see a whole lot up here in North Louisiana. We got a lot of spread teams, but it seems like down in South Central Louisiana, you get a lot of that wing T, and so that's something we'll have to deal with, obviously. And I know they've got a very senior-laden team, but Coach, talk to us about the style of that wing T offense, and who are the players at Church Point that are going to make that work?
Well, I think it starts with the quarterback. He's a dealer, and he makes that thing happen for him and doesn't make mistakes, doesn't put the ball on the ground, and gets everybody lined up appropriately. And, then he's got, their fullback number 8 is to me the most dangerous guy. And, 18 out there. Their wing guy is their speed sweep guy. He's the guy they like to run wide, and they got 9 and 1 and 5 and a whole bunch of people that carry the football for them. And they're not a big passing team, but they will if they have to. And they like to throw it to the same guys I mentioned as they like to run it. Nice offensive line, I think. So, and look, we've had trouble stopping this style of offense before. So. We feel like we're faster and bigger on defense than we have been since I've been here, at least. And we got quite a challenge, but we feel good about our speed on defense.
And Coach, one thing the fans will need to look for on that wing tee, obviously, is the misdirection, and that's one thing. And please address this, Coach. What you don't want is your defense to be caught looking in the backfield, and all of a sudden it pops out on the other side.
Yeah, we can't get caught up in all the motions and what I call eye candy, and we just gotta stay our eyes got to stay on a read and trust what you see. And if this back goes away, you pick up the backside, and it's just fundamental football that we got to play and squeeze and scrape with our linemen, and and don't fall asleep in the secondary.
Well, Coach, defensively, I think you told me once before. This season, they have 10 seniors on defense and maybe 1 junior, and the guys that kind of rotational pieces are also seniors. So this is a very experienced ball club. The interesting thing about it, this freshman class, the year they came up here for the 57-56 game, would be the seniors this year. So it's not like Madison Prep where it's 5 years removed. I mean, a lot of these guys were here when this game took place, but they've given up about, I think it was 40 points in 11 games, so they're very battle-tested as far as that goes. Coach, what base defense do they normally run, and what's made them so successful in keeping those scores down?
Yeah, they're an odd man front. They call it a 3-man front, but it's a 50 to us, and I'll just be honest with you, it's 50 and 51. Those two guys make 80% of the tackles. And if we don't figure out how to block those two guys, it's going to be a long night. But if we figure out how to block those two guys, we're going to have some success running and throwing the football. But nobody else has. And I know that sounds crazy because those guys are either inside or outside, and they play on the line of scrimmage. But I've never seen two guys make as many tackles as these guys. And if it's 10 yards down the field, when you uncover the pile, it's 50 or 51 at the bottom of it. So, maybe the two twitchiest defensive linemen we played, one 6'3", I think, the other one 6'1", 6'2", and, they're both about 220 to 235, somewhere in that range, and, just they've given people fit. So, to me, it's about those two guys right there.
Well, Coach, I expect it to be another humdinger, so to speak. When you have two undefeated teams meet, I mean, it ought to be a great ball game. It's a contrast in styles. Seems like to me with the offense we saw last week, obviously. So I'm looking forward to a great ball game. Coach, do you have some closing comments you'd like to make?
Well, it's I think it's the 3rd time in history to host a semi at Sterlington. I think it's 1-1. I think Coach Ashley won 1 and lost 1 here, so it's kind of the tiebreaker, so to speak. So I think we'll have a great crowd. Church Point gets on a bus and drives 3 hours and gets up here and gets off the bus, and they beat us at our own stadium. You're just going to have to take your hat off and congratulate them, wish them luck the next week. But I think our guys will be ready to play. They're excited about the opportunity, and they read the clippings too. And, we're playing the number 1 defense in the state, maybe the nation. It's just according, whose quotes you read or what coach you listen to. So, we'll talk to our offensive line about that over and over and over and over again, about 50 and 51, and see if we can get them guys lathered up a little bit and ready to play. So defensively, we got our challenge, but, our guys can run, and we feel good about our opportunities. And, this is the team that's standing between us and the Dome, and I think we'll get after them. And hope we have a big crowd. And if you can't make it, you can listen to shspantherfootball.com and watch us on YouTube as well. And as always, go Panthers.
Absolutely. Coach, I can't add anything else to what you just said, and hope for a big game this Friday night, and we hope to be seeing y'all again next week.
I spend my nights under the stage lights, but after the applause, I'm back in my truck from my hometown dealer, Benoit Motors. The country roads of Louisiana are my soul, and Benoit Motors gets who I am and who we are. They are proud to be a dealership for the everyday American. Join me and become a member of their family. Benoit Motors, they're with you for all your life's big moments and all the miles in between.
This broadcast is copyrighted by Empire Media and Management. Any unauthorized reproduction is strictly prohibited.